Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial where I'll teach you how to create your own Habbo Retro on localhost. This is a Devbest series, so this is the first episode. There'll be multiple episodes. Throughout the episodes, I'll show you how to create your own retro online using a VPS and IIS, how to add custom furniture, custom clothing, how to add clothing to the catalog, add custom commands to your emulator, all of that stuff. The first episode as you're watching is public on YouTube. Anyone's able to watch it. You don't have to be a member of Devbest. However, if you'd like to continue the tutorial and learn how to get your retro online, how to add custom furniture, all of that other stuff, you have to be a member of Devbest. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. It's just a forum. So you just want to go to devbest.com, click the register button, sign up, and then you just want to scroll right down, go into Habbo Hotel, then you want to go into Habbo Retros, and then you'll go into Habbo Tutorials, and then you should see the series. As I add more as I add more episodes, you'll see them all on here. And you could go onto the threads. You can drop a comment if you need any help. If I'm unable to help you, if you go back into Habbo Retros and you click on Habbo Help and Support, you'll see that there's many people here who's had issues. They just post in here, and members of the community will instantly come to your rescue. With that out of the way, let's go straight onto the tutorial where I teach you how to create your own Habbo Retro. Alright, to begin, you're going to have to download everything in the description. That should end up with Brain CMS, which is the CMS we'll be using, Build 1 Production 2017, which is our SWF files. You'll need Plus Emulator, which will be the emulator we're using, XAMPP to get the localhost files up, Notepad++. Most of you might have this already, so you won't have to install this. However, if you don't, I highly recommend it. It's not compulsory, but it's highly recommended. It'll make life much easier for you. And finally, NaviCap, which I'll be showing you how to install because the process can be a bit confusing sometimes. So to begin with, get all of these installed, unzip the ones that need unzipping. First to install NaviCap. So what you want to do is you want to run this. Yes. Next. I accept. Next. 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 Install. And then that should take a second. Put my volume down a bit. Alright. Now once that's installed, I want to go into patch. Now, before you open this, lower your volume because it plays a really loud sound. Which that's why I just lowered my volume. There you go. So just click, and click once more. Click here, click, and then just click. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get a long time of it. Click this button, and then that registers it. So you click the X now. Oh, what that does is that just gives you that patches up the premium. Alright, so that's installed. Now you want to run XAMPP. Yes. I won't be actually installing this because I've already got it installed, but this will run. Just click OK. Next. Now, untick this, untick this, untick this. Make sure everything's unticked, and then just leave MySQL ticked. You won't need anything else. And then just click next, and then select the folder, then install it. Wait for that to install. I'm not going to do it because I already have it installed. And then install Notepad++. Okay, now once you've got all your stuff installed, the first thing you'll need to do is you'll want to get your Brain CMS into your file. So you just want to select all of it, copy it. You want to go into data, or yours will be in the C drive and you'll see it right there. But mine's in data, so I want to go XAMPP, htdocs. And now there might be some files here, just delete them all. You don't want any of them. Paste in your new ones. Okay, now that's done. You just want to leave that there, go back to your downloads. Now we're going to want our production files as well. So we're going to right click, copy, data, XAMPP, htdocs, and then just paste it right there. This will take some time. So while we do that, we'll set up our XAMPP. So my XAMPP is already running, so I'm just going to quit it. You want to search XAMPP control panel, just run it. It'll be off for you. So what you want to do is click start and then start. These other ones won't be available if you didn't install them, so don't worry about those. Now once you see the ports both show up and they're both green, you've successfully done it. Now, if your database now you want to run NaviCap, and I'll show you a common issue which people have. Alright, so I've already set all of this up, so if I open this and clear, don't worry about any of this, just delete all of this. So when you get onto NaviCap, what you'll see is you'll have no connections here. And what I'll do is I'll quickly remove all these connections and then I'll show you guys how you could thingy. If I remove hotel now, delete database, delete. Okay, here. So this is what you'll have no connections at all. So you want to click connection, MySQL, and then hotel is what we're going to call our connection. Now you have to test connection. If you do not get a successful connection, it means that your XAMPP isn't functioning. So make sure you have that port. If it's not there, stop them all, quit it, and then run it again, and it should work. You can close that. Don't worry, it'll still run in the background. So if your connection is successful, just click OK. Don't put anything in the password. That's very important because we don't have a password. Double click it. Okay, now you want to right click, and then you want to do open database. Nope, you want to do new database. My bad. And you want to name it hotel. Click OK. And now you've got your database created. It's empty for now. Before you do anything in our database, if you go into the description, or either it'll be on the thread as well. You'll just have to grab this little piece of code. It sets your database to global mode. Oops, go into query. My bad. Don't do what's done there. Go into query, new query, and then just run. And then bang. Okay. So what that does is it will just set it as a new query, and I'll quickly show you again. Actually, when you run this, if it says affected row 0 times 0, it means that it successfully ran. If it says something else, then you've got an error with your MySQL. So make sure you get that set. Right. So now you've got an empty table. How do we fill this? Right. So we want to get our emulator files in first. So execute SQL file. Click on these three dots here. Now you want to go, we're not going to do brain CMS, we're going to go to downloads, we're going to go into your plus emulator, release 2, SQLs, original database, and then just click start. Now this shouldn't take too long, just give it some time, let it run. And I'll quickly explain the function. So the CMS, which is brain CMS that we're using, is our CMS, and that's like, you know, the index page, the me page, the staff pages, all of that. You've got your emulator. Just do the same thing again now, but for the behavior changes file. And your emulator is what's going to be actual running the hotel. So, you know, your like the rooms inside the hotel, you know, all the users, everything's run by the emulator. That does not go in your directory, so it's separate. It'll be in your downloads folder. And click refresh, by the way, if you want to see all the tables you've added in. Finally, you just want to click execute SQL files. And then you want to go into downloads, brain CMS. So the CMS has its own database files. So go into brain SQL, brain CMS 1. Do not run this one. This is for a different emulator. Just run that and click start. If everything's done correctly, it should do that. If it doesn't, then you might not have your global mode on. So make sure you run that global command again and make sure it's functional. If you refresh now, you'll see you have all the CMS here. So like I said, your CMS is like your CMS news, all the stuff in there. Your emulator is all of this stuff, right? Now that's completely done. You won't have to touch your database anymore until the end, where we add like permissions and stuff for you. So close that. Close that. Now, if this is all copied over, you'll need to rename your build one production into rename it to game. This is really important. Don't rename it anything else. Rename it to game. All right. So now you want to go to system. Actually, you could delete this now. You won't need this anymore. It's just excess. Okay. System. Brain config. Okay, here we go. So here's I've set this all up for you. So all you have to do is just edit this. So you want to do C2RH, Control H, and make it localhost. Nothing else. Make sure it's localhost. It has to be localhost. It's a key factor. Okay, and then just click X. And then after you have all of that set up for you, I've set up all the correct locations, so don't worry about that. What you do need to change, you can change this to user, whatever your user is going to be. So let's just say user Habbo. So please report all bugs and requests to user Habbo. There we go. You can just quickly go through and scroll through. You can, you could change the Twitter if you want to have your Twitter on there. I've hidden the Facebook. I love Habbo Hotel. Yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory. If you want to change stuff on here, you're doing it in this file. This is a big. Make sure so you could have homeroom set to 1. So the first room you create will be your homeroom. Right, and other than that, everything's set. If you want to alter stuff, you come down here, and then obviously you can change, the motto. That you can, maybe if you want them to start at 15,000 credits and maybe only 10,000 ducats, you could do that. 10,000. You can have 10 diamonds and such. So you can save that. That's completely done now. Don't worry about this file anymore. Now you want to go into htdocs. You want to go into game data, external variables. Here's the first thing you need to. Now you see how it says plus /mu_dev. You want to select that, Control H, and change it to localhost just to replace all. And now once that's done, you want to go straight to the bottom, and now you have all of this to change it. It looks really heavy, but don't worry about it, it's not at all. So select H from the H to the .com, Control H. Now in this time you want to do HTTP, no S at the end, that's crucial. Localhost /game, and then just do replace all. Okay, now that's set. Now you want to hold on to all of this. Just before that, Control H, and then change it to .txt, and then replace all. So now there's a few changes you need to make. You want to get rid of, for the Fernie data line, get rid of everything after that, and then just put .xml, and then do the same for the figure data. Just grab onto it all, and then just do .xml. There we go, and that's all set up for you. All you're going to do now is just save that. Now we want to go into our override, and then external override variables is the next one we're editing. Select, same like before, just select that part, Control H, replace it with localhost, replace all. Alright, now we've got to do this bottom part here. Alright, so that's set correctly. However, this isn't. So you can't do what we've done before, so we're going to have to individually change it to .txt, because the endings are all different this time. .txt. Oops, I done a comma. Don't do a comma, otherwise your client will crash. Product data.xml, and then the last two are .xmls, by the way. Data.xml, and then you can just double check that. If you think you're doing it wrong, you can always go into your game data and see. So, for example, I done product data. I done funny data as an XML because it says there. Product data is a TXT, so that's incorrectly done. So obviously you change product data to TXT again. And then yeah. So make sure you have everything done correctly. That's a classic example you see over there. I assumed that product data is an XML, so just save that then. So once you have that, make sure yours is identical to mine. You're completely done in this side of it, so you can close that, close that, close that. You can close that as well. No. Okay. So now, everything should be set up for your CMS. So if you go to localhost, oops, sorry, I was messing around earlier. When you go to your localhost, you should see this, right? So you just want to go into here and then just register an account. You'll notice that these headers are in Dutch, I believe. Don't worry about that. If you sign up on account of Devbest and follow the series, I'll show you how to correct this and make it all in English. Now your Habbo name. Let's name my guy Chris. I'll make our email Chris at habbohotel.com. It doesn't really matter. And then just set your password. Okay, there we go. So once that's all set up, you just want to click register, and then boom, your account is fully registered here. As you can see, everything is set up here. You can go into staff. If you go in staff, you'll see nothing is in there, and I'll show you at the just at the end of this how to fix that. So now if we check into Habbo, by default, by default you'll have it as this, and you'll see this. So just click allow. Then you'll just be stuck in this everlasting 76% loop. Now, how do you fix that? Let me zoom out my client a bit because there we go. So how do you fix this 76% loop? So you want to go into your htdocs, and you want to go into downloads, where your emulator is. Now I've set up your emulator completely for you, so you don't have to change anything. You just want to go to emulator source, bin, debug. I've set the config all for you, so just run plus emulator. It should connect your database, assuming you're on the same database as me. You run client again, just reload it. You'll notice for Brain CMS has this nice little box to the side which says Habbo's online. And there we go, you can see I've loaded in now. Here we go. So if we go into my world, we create a room, we can just call it Welcome Lounge. once we get after we do the tutorial where I get this online for you guys, I'll show you how to create like a welcome lounge like Habbo's. Okay, so here's our first problem. Our character seems to be invisible. You can wave, you know, but the problem is he's invisible. Where are we gone wrong? Why is he invisible? And if you notice, if you go in here, everything's just figures. That means that your figure map, I believe, is the figure map, is incorrect. So you want to go to XAMPP, HT Docs, Game, Gordon, and then search figure map. Here it is. So you just want to copy this. You want to go into game data, and paste the figure map there, and just reload your client. You may need to clear cache. I don't think you'll need it for this instance, but in a lot of instances, if things don't show up, you need to clear cache, and I'll show you later in the series why. So there we go. I've set this as the home room, so now if you saw earlier, we put it to 1, and here's the character. I can chat. Hey, give it a little wave. You'll notice that all the clothing should work now. You know, you can see everything. But the thing is, how do you make yourself the owner? I mean, you want to own this place, right? I don't know why I'm dressing like this, but you want to own this. You want to own this, right? So this is where you want to open NaviCap. Open your hotel, and then you want to scroll to the side here, and then go to users. Okay, now you want to change the rank over here. You want to change it to rank 9. That'll make you an owner. Click the tick here, that will save the changes, and then if you reload your client now, you'll see you've got the little badge on top of your head now. If we reload this and then go to management, we'll see that you're now the owner of the hotel, which gives you added commands. So, for example, you can do super fast run, I believe it is. Oops, no. Commands. Teleport, actually. There we go. And you can now teleport, you know, the whole like list of commands that you can control. All are in here. You can see the chat logs and everything. Yep, that's how you get your hotel working on localhost. I hope I've helped a lot of you out there. If you're interested in following this series, there'll be so many more episodes coming out. Simply sign up to Devbest, go into the tutorials. If you enjoyed this, please do go on my profile, drop me a nice message. You can add messages on my profile. I highly appreciate it. But yeah, once again, just sign up on here. Any issues, I'll happily assist you with. I'm aware that I'm really new to this community, which may make me seem less creditable, but trust me, I've gone through loads of errors in this time of my 2 weeks of being here, and I've set up loads of things, and I reckon I'm on a level where I can help others now, because I know how it feels like to have no knowledge at all and having crashes and errors. So once again, Habbo tutorials, you'll see it up there. Just go and drop your help comment, and yeah. Second episode should be out today as well. It's going to be showing you how to get it online using a VPS. Other than that, thank you for watching with me. Have a good time. Bye.